Hi, Hamza.
Hi, Nora.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay. Welcome back from the holiday.
Thank you.
How has it been?
It was nice. Spent time with the family. Got the opportunity to travel a bit. First time on that party. It was a very good experience.
Awesome.
And we had a good time.
Okay. I also spent a lot of time with the kids. Holiday is such a big thing. A big thing with schools.
Yeah.
So how could School of Thought not have holiday?
A holiday, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So hi guys. Welcome back for School of Thought. This is episode 5 and we are happy, excited to be here.
Very excited.
Yeah. We would like to start off this episode with a few questions from our previous episodes.
Yeah.
Questions that were asked by you, our audience. I'll start with question 1.
Yeah.
How do we balance being friendly and serious with our children? How do we help them to understand that we love them?
Yes.
Even when we are being tough. Yeah.
I think this is built from an early age. They say that between the ages of 0 and 6, I think, that is when you are parenting. You are not that child's friend. Yeah. First and foremost, you are their parent. Okay. First and foremost, you are their parent because that is that stage when you are really molding them. Instruction. Okay. And really guiding them to the path that you want them to take.
Okay.
In that period, you are very firm, very directive in the direction that you want them to take. I believe why that is the case is it's very hard for a 3-year-old to say that I don't love my mommy. Yeah, because she reprimanded me. Yeah, because you have a moment where you have maybe spanked the child for doing something. And maybe like 15 or 20 minutes late, that same child is saying, "Mommy, can you do this for me?" Yeah, but truly, if you have done it right, whatever the direction that you have given, it has sunk. Okay. It has sunk. And if you are able to build your child at that point in time, to do better, maybe what I can also say is after you have given the instruction, don't be angry the whole day. Yeah. Then maybe an hour later you call the child and be like, "Hey, come and you help me with this, or come and we do this together." Kind of bring back the love. So there needs to be a balance.
That reminds me, that particularly reminds me of how our mom used to be. She would cane you and then she'd say, come and let's do this thing together. Maybe do the dishes or cook in the kitchen. And you'd come with your folded face, and amused. And then you'd have to laugh at her jokes. You'd have to unfold your face and life would somehow go back to normal.
Definitely would go back to normal because in that moment you are interacting, she's cracking jokes and there's one that is actually quite funny. You can't help it but laugh. And before you know it, you are friends again with your child. The parent, with your child.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The second question that was asked is what the right age should be. What age should your child be before they start school?
I think the ideal age would be 3.
Okay.
Yeah, but not everyone is born in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm going to turn 3 on 1st Jan and then I start school in Feb.
Yeah.
So if my child is born maybe later on in the year, you then make the decision maybe to start later. Or to start earlier.
Okay.
But that is also dependent on the progress of the child. Is the child speaking? Are they able to articulate what they want
to a certain degree?
To a certain degree, not proper English or what, but they can follow instructions. Maybe they have done some potty training, because some of those are the, call it prerequisites of going into school. Of course, I don't think that there are schools that chase children because now they are wearing Pampers, because that's an opportunity for them to also train them. Yeah,
Okay.
so I believe 3 and 2.5, 3.5.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. I hope our viewers are liking these answers. Especially someone somewhere who was thinking their 2-year-old should be going to middle. Yeah. But I hope that this answer gives you some bit of clarity.
Yeah.
Now, we had P7 results released not so long ago.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot going on in the country regarding them. The question is, how can we support our children whose grades in the final exams haven't matched their previous grades or their expectation?
The expectations.
Yes, and I think I want to add, how can we support the parents?
The parents.
Because you find some parents are more heartbroken than their children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I will start with the expectation that has been placed on the grades. Maybe there has been too much of an inkling towards the aggregate that your child attains, which should ideally not be the case. Because if we are producing children of who have a holistic education, an education that covers the heart, the hands, the head, if the head is, if the results are reflecting as if the head is not doing very well, that's it.
That's so tough, but
yes,
okay.
If because that's that's what the assumption that if my child gets 20, maybe they're not very academically strong. But that is not the true reflection of the child. That is not the true reflection of their success. What should matter is, has the child gotten a good education? Have they been empowered to learn? Have they been empowered to innovate? Have they been empowered to be responsible and respectful and things that will get them through life?
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not the end if you don't get a 4. Yeah,
true.
It is only some might say just
the beginning.
The beginning, yes.
Yeah, and we don't want our children to get into S1 thinking they are the failures of the world. No, there's still so much life to live. Yes. Someone I know actually said in other parts of the world, some parts of the world, because I know what frustrates parents is looking for a school.
Yes.
In other parts of the world, schools don't choose children. Children actually choose the schools. Yes. So they choose a school based on its maybe academic performance. They choose a school based on its arts. When I go to this school, I'll have IT and, it shall be excellent. If I go to this school, the sports, So
yes,
that's something to think about.
And getting into some schools is the basis is not results. Yeah.
You're merited in other areas. You're
merited in other areas as well.
Amazing.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. I hope we've answered most of the questions that were asked last year. Now we start off with our main topic today, which is what to expect. It's a new year.
It's a new year.
Changes. New stages of life. Our children are starting school. Our children are starting daycare. Our children are going to the next class. They're going out of primary into secondary, out of P1 into P2. They're getting to a new teacher. Maybe you're even moving them from boarding to day or from day to boarding.
Yeah. Maybe they're changing school.
Yeah, maybe they're changing school. You relocated and you needed to find a new place for them to study.
Yeah.
Or the old border guy who used to transport your child is not available, and you're getting someone new for the commute.
Yeah, the changes are diverse.
There are so many, new maid, new everything.
Yes.
So what can we expect? Transition is unavoidable. But how do we help children? How do we help ourselves to adjust and do life amazingly, regardless of the changes?
Regardless of the changes, yes.
Yeah, I want to start by asking a question. What was your first day at work like?
My first day at work? Well, I've not had very many
first days.
Yeah. But I remember the first job that I got out of campus. My first day was basically meet the team, introductions. I had to say my name. My name is this. Then the HR then was telling the people what I was there for. Yeah, that this is Hamza. He's gonna do. It was claims. Yeah, and introduced me to the team. Of course, showed me where the toilets are. Told me the timetable that here we give tea, but we don't give a snack. At lunchtime, the restaurant is the other side. We go and we have lunch there. These are your working hours. We expect you here at this time, and you leave at this time.
Okay.
So basically,
a that proper was how the orientation.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
And were you feeling anxious? Were you just
Definitely
ready to
you're
go?
Anxious. Definitely you're anxious because you're thinking, first job
out of campus. This is 24-year-old you.
Yes, you're meeting people who have been in the workspace for a while. You have high expectations of yourself. Of will I be able to manage? Am I going to give a good showing of what I'm capable of doing?
Yeah.
And so much to think about.
It's good to know. I know that I've also not had many fasts, but the anxiety is real. I know that I went to secondary school boarding in secondary school, and that anxiety, that feeling of we're going to school, we're in the car on our way to school would just always make me uneasy. I somehow always had a stomach ache. I didn't want to eat. I just felt like I'm unwell. And I loved school. I really did.
The funny thing is that you're not really worried. You don't even know why you're worried.
Yes, it's just there.
They buy for you chicken, you can't eat it. Yet it is not allowed in the school.
Just feeling unwell.
So,
So if we feel like this as
adults,
big boys and girls, how much more our 3-year-olds? How can we help them to get through these phases, especially feeling things that they can't articulate, they can't explain, they can't say, now I feel a certain way. What will they do? They'll cry. The whole journey to school, your 3-year-old starting school will probably cry, will refuse to be touched by anyone else, will refuse to get dressed in the morning, will refuse to wake up, and you're thinking, just get out of bed. You wanted uniform.
Yeah.
But now suddenly it's not so
exciting. Not so exciting, yes.
Yeah. So today we really just want to talk about it in light of the teacher, because also it could be a teacher's first day at that school.
Yeah.
What has been done for them so that they're not stressing out the children as they try to get their footing. Yeah. So as a parent or as a teacher, should we start?
I think as with the parent.
As a parent, how can we, as parents, can we help our children have a smooth entry?
Yes.
Whether it's a new year or the first day, a new school, candidate class, things could be, so many things could be changing. How do we help them transition smoothly?
I think the biggest role that the parents play is counseling and guidance. How? If I have a 3-year-old and they're starting school next month, I should have gone to the school, first of all, with the child, ideally. Yeah?
Ideally.
I've been there with them. They have seen the buildings. They have seen the class.
Yes.
They have maybe even met their teacher. Yeah, they have got a uniform.
Yes.
If you have time, this is ideal.
Make the time.
Yeah, make the time. If you have the time, make the time to actually be there for the whole process. Because when you're there with them, they feel a little safer. Yeah, they feel
not
like
just being thrown away.
Yes,
abandoned in a new.
And as you do that, you're speaking to them. You're telling them how school is going to be fun. They're going to make friends. You are building up their anticipation for the space and the whole experience, so that as they go to school, there's something to look forward to. Yeah.
All right.
There is a certain expectation that you're building in them. And it reduces on the anxiety. Yes.
That's really true. I've also had someone mention how important it is to listen to your child's unspoken cues. They're doing something different. You talked about boarding, but now they don't talk. They're silent. They're yet normally, maybe they're the life
very lively
of the room. What does that tell you? Be concerned about it.
Yes.
Address it now so that it's not overflowing on day one. Yeah, that's really true.
Well, and now for the continuing students, I think it is important to give them your expectations. Yeah, in putting them a reason why they are going to school. You're the first. I don't know how to put it, but they should report to you first. Yeah,
they should be wanting.
They should be accountable to you.
Impress you the most before the teacher.
Yeah, their first accountability partner.
Yes.
In regards to education, they should know that I'm in school. First of all, yes, mommy paid fees or daddy paid fees. They expect that I am going to be well behaved. They expect that I am going to respect my teachers. They expect that I am going to do my work. I am going to be smart.
And anything short of this expectation attracts something.
There's reprimand. There's a repercussion for this. What that does is it kind of eases
the work of the
teacher, because then they just add on that and they build the child.
Okay.
Yeah.
The child actually knows why they're in school, and there's a good reason. Even when they're not feeling like it, there's good reason to push forward.
Push forward. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. As a school, how can we help parents? How can we help children transition, adjust? What can we do? I know that schools have been open since maybe 6th Jan for some.
For some, yeah.
And all this in preparation for the new children, registering them, setting up spaces, some repainting, some, doing everything that can be done to ensure that they are ready for the new term.
Yeah.
How can they factor in the people who are coming?
Well, what they are doing in this period is also very key. That it is important for the children to come back to a space that is welcoming, a space that is clean, that looks like it has not been abandoned for the past 2 months. Yeah?
Yes.
A space that is ready to receive them. And so that is very important. But also as a school, it's important that they put in place, I would call it a system. Yeah. A series of events that need to be followed when children come back to school. When the children come, maybe if you are a continuing student, you know where the toilets are, right? So the new students are given a tour of the school that, this is our office. If you need the sick bay, this is where it is. If you need the kitchen, this is where it is. The toilets, here they are. This is your classroom. Those are the other classrooms. So that they are acclimatized with the environment. And it's also important that they, in those series of events, they are doing things to get the children geared up for the new term. It is not you come to school on the first day.
Beginning of term exams.
Yes, beginning of term exams, yeah.
Some schools do.
Yes.
For continuing students,
For continuing students, yes. Yeah, but also, it's nice for them to
first settle in and
to kind of
catch their breath.
Yeah,
release
you start the engine before you start moving. It just tokotasko there, warms up a bit, and then they move on.
Let them talk about their holiday. Let them have like a moment to make new friends. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And I really think if we can do this for adults, how much more children?
Yes.
There's nothing as frustrating as being in a place and you don't know where the toilet is. Even before you're dying to pee, you're anxious about when you will be dying to pee. Like, where shall I go? Who shall I ask? And can I ask? And who should I ask? Is that teacher friendly or not? Everyone around me doesn't seem to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it helps. I also know that some schools are fortunate to be located in residential-ish areas. So it's more likely that they'll have children who have met on the village, and it makes it a lot easier for them to fit in.
Adjust, yes.
Yeah, but besides that, every child needs to be slowly eased into that school environment because it's new.
Yeah.
And it will facilitate how they're feeling towards the whole education process.
Yeah.
The other thing that schools should do is to help the parents understand, especially daycare, nursery, whether it's top, middle, or baby, that their children might cry. I was that child who didn't cry in my baby class.
I think
my dad says, you walked home.
Yeah.
Hey. You were like, enough of this.
Enough of this, yes.
No, I was dropped at school because my dad told me. He took me to school and I walked to where it looked like people were meeting,
yes.
And I looked at children who are crying and I was thinking, but I have been looking forward to this day in my life. Why are people crying about it?
Yeah.
Anyway, but children do cry. And sometimes the transition is made more difficult by a parent hoping the crying would stop immediately. So I want to go, but I'm there. But I feel like maybe it's the teacher who has a problem and okay, come, mama, come, let me carry you. On day 1, on day 2, and you're not allowing that child to actually get used to the parent to know mommy goes and mommy comes back, or daddy goes and daddy picks me up.
Yeah.
So I'm not really abandoned, and now this becomes my new family. So that's key.
Yeah.
Let them know before the day.
Yes.
And then allow them to go. Encourage them to go. Yeah. Some schools also allow children to come with their special something from home, like a blanket or a teddy bear or my special shoes. So on that day, there's no pressure on why you're not in school shoes.
Yes.
Because I might have wanted to put on my open shoes because they're special. I like them, and that was the only way they were going to get me into the car anyway. So all those are adjustments schools can make
to shouldn't be too
facilitate. Yes.
Yeah, especially in the
little ones. Yeah. Okay. Now on to the teachers. What can they do? What can we expect of them as we start school?
Yeah, we've already spoken about them
in administration,
preparing their spaces. Yeah, spoken about them. Yeah, just preparing themselves also mentally. That receiving new children, I need to be excited. Yeah,
I'm not going to be peeping in the higher classes.
They're going to get their energy from me. If they come into a space where the teacher is sad and not dull and not
excited to see us,
it rubs off them. Yeah? So as a teacher, you need to be excited. You need to be, oh my God, you guys welcome. Thank you. You give the children hugs. You have their activities if they're children, so young. Giving them activities to keep them busy. You're giving them toys. You're giving them something to color. You are really inviting them into your space so that they feel welcome and they feel glad to be in school. Yes, and now that is mostly first time guests. Yeah, first time guests. Yes,
who are going to stay.
Stay. Now, for those who are receiving new continuing students. I think it is key for teachers because as teachers, we work as teams. Yeah, a teacher is not an island. You are a collective. It is important that they have transition meetings.
What's that?
Really what that is that as maybe I'm a primary 1 teacher, I sit down with the P2 teacher who I'm going to pass on children.
Yeah.
And I have been noting down anecdotes, something about each child throughout the year. That maybe Nora enjoys sitting at the front. When she's at the front, she's, very energetic. When I put her at the back, there's a way she, she feels unchosen.
Is it
Nora,
unchosen?
yes.
Not
Nora
chosen.
loves art. Yeah. In the art lessons, she's very active. And therein, you can even input other knowledge. Yeah, you can have conversations with her. Nora loves music. Nora is very good at mathematics. So if you feel that she's passing, challenge her. Yeah,
Okay.
Keep pushing her because she can do very well. What that helps is that even when the child transitions to the next class,
they find someone who
understands them. Yeah, find someone who, hey, but how did that teacher know that I like this?
It's my favorite color.
Yeah, that this is my favorite color, and that in itself makes their journey so brilliant, so peaceful, so enjoyable, so smooth. And I think the same can be done even for the parents, for the parents of the children. Yeah, you tell your teacher who's going to be that, this parent is like this, or this parent loves to come in, so be prepared to receive them. Yeah, this parent is not around. Maybe they work abroad. Here's the number. Here's their number too.
Communicate with them. They will stop communicating with me.
Yes.
You could actually tell that parent that I won't be your child's teacher this year.
Yes.
Teacher
please.
Mary is going to handle Grace.
Yes.
And you can reach her on this number. That makes so much sense. So that every year we are not explaining ourselves.
Yes. So, and it just creates that continuity. Yeah. Even for the parent to feel like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I was worried, but now I don't need to worry.
I don't need to worry. Yeah.
True.
For the children, this teacher gets me. They understand me, and
I like that. That's a cool idea, really. I imagine a parent who, like you said, works abroad, probably didn't get a chance to come in this holiday. And is so attached to the teacher before because it's been a whole year. And just that attachment could affect the child's could affect the child's entry into that new class. Yes. So having it planned out, that I will inform my parent, I shall let them know, I shall give them the number, I shall speak so well about the teacher who's taking their child on, and it will be true, not just for just, but they will actually find it easy to trust them with their child. Makes so much sense. I really like what we've talked about. I hope parents have picked a leaf or two. School starts in a few days. For some, it already started.
Yes.
The candidates are some already powering. They gotta get those grades. But for those who are starting, you could do something different. And even next year and the year after that, even for children going to the university, there should be some kind of preparation
for them, yes.
For them, not to just expect them to know.
That yes, by now magic, you're going to hostel, you should know that you're going to get
changes and this changes. And these are my expectations. Thank you so much for an exciting talk. Thank you for watching. School of Thought has been amazing because you're here. See you again next time.
All right.